episode 10. Okay, so what happened in this episode? A lot went down. If your head is spinning, trust me, mine is too. So we picked up where we left off from the last episode, where we weren't sure who was going home. We found out it was in fact Cornelius who was sent home, which means what everyone was thinking was true because everyone thought it would be him. And then Camille decided she too was going to leave with Cornelius because she had no one else she was really interested in. And if we saw Cornelius's face, we aren't too sure he wanted her to make that choice. He was a little shocked, taken aback, and he was thinking, oh my goodness, I just need a break from this woman. You could definitely tell he wasn't feeling it. So what do you guys think? Do you think Cornelius and Camille will make it work? Do you think Camille will carry on trying to keep being possessive over Cornelius, or will this man just have a chance to rest? Okay, then let's get into the actual episode. What happened? So, we see that Zadia and Dante had a date, and this date just went left. It started off quite calm. They were having a chat. It seemed like everything was going well. And then all of a sudden, Zadia brought up the fact that she knew Dante and Aisha were having a connection, and she felt like she was being played. She went into the last deliberation being unaware that he had given her a massage, and she wasn't really happy about this. So firstly, yes, it could seem very frustrating having a guy you're dating give other women massages and feel they are a bit more ahead of where you two are. However, Zadia decided to walk away from the conversation and not engage further with Dante. She said she had enough and she walked away. And Dante, of course, decided to eat his risotto. That infamous risotto. He just kept eating it and chilling and vibing by himself. Lo and behold, Zadia comes back and she wants to say what she feels needs to be said. She has something on her mind. But then she becomes quite aggressive. She is in his face. She apparently hits his nose quite aggressively, which does not sound like much. But when you're dating someone, no one should really be putting their hands on you, if we're being honest. So her behavior was unacceptable. She did say she understood later on when it was brought up that it was unacceptable. But yes, this was not it. And Dante again was left just sitting alone once she walked away, confused and eating his risotto. But I want to hear your thoughts as well. What do you think of Zadia? Do you think what she did was justified? Would you have done the same? Or do you think she should have reeled it in? Then we saw a few more dates. So we saw Shiloh and Phil actually get a nice date, have some alone time. They were having a chat and asking each other questions, playing a little game and just vibing and getting along. It looked like it was quite a cute date actually. Everything was going really well. And then a question was asked and Shiloh had to answer and be very honest. And it seemed to me like Shiloh was putting her heart out there, telling Phil how she really felt and telling him that she sees him as someone she actually wants to be with. This was not received with the same feeling from Phil. He kind of seemed to give the equivalent of a thank you kind of response. So now, what can we really take from this? It seems that it's quite fair to say Shiloh likes Phil more than Phil likes Shiloh. A lot of people feel like he has kind of led her on and he has never really been feeling her. Let me know what you think as well in the comment section. I'm not 100% sure. I think he has never been into her. But it is quite clear at this point now, especially when you have to start picking someone because we're getting towards the end, that it seems that Shiloh is not going to be Phil's choice. But it's quite sad to see because she clearly likes Phil. Do you think Phil should have told her that he just doesn't think it's going to work, that he sees other women as higher up on the list? I don't really quite know if he could have told her without making it sound mean. But one thing is for sure, he really isn't feeling her. And then we see a preview at the end of the show where Shiloh says she feels like she's traumatized and she's not happy with what Phil has done. And this is the episode next week where they go and introduce their partners or the people they're interested in to their family. So what is it that Phil has done? Has he said something to her? Has he done something with other women? Perhaps Sydney? Because it feels like he likes Sydney more. But we can't wait to see what is this thing that he's done. If you have any ideas, let me know. So far, it seems that Sabrina and Walter will probably work. Walter doesn't feel like he likes Mumin anymore, and Sabrina definitely likes Walter. So I think them two will be going quite strong. We saw Mumin and Frank have a good connection. They went out on a date. Mumin was wearing a very lovely dress. And they just have a natural chemistry. And I think there is a chance that Frank might end up with Mumin. When it came to deliberation, the guys spoke about Zadia and what happened with Dante. And every single person besides Naeem basically realised that Zadia can be quite aggressive and her behaviour can be quite triggering to other people. Then we get to the last part of the show where two people are seen being spoken to by the men, and this is Mumin and Zadia. They're in the bottom two. And Mumin tells Walter how she really feels, about how she feels like he has not been paying attention to her, he likes Sabrina more. And Walter says he feels like she's been playing games and he didn't really know why she was so angry. So it's quite nice that they had that chat, but I don't see them working out. I just don't see Walter and Mumin ending up together. And then we had Phil speak to Zadia and explain to her that her behaviour was not on. She does take a bit of responsibility. We're not quite sure if she takes full responsibility and how much she's understood what she's done was wrong, but she takes it quite graciously in the end, and they're able to hug it out and she's able to walk away from the process. Do you think the right person was sent home? Do you think the wrong person was sent home? What do you think about next week's episode? Because we do see a lot of drama is going to go down. We see Dante being asked by Aisha's family about how he has 3 different children by 3 different women. We see Dante being asked by Aisha's family about his children from 3 different women. So we know he's going to have quite a bit to answer for. We also see the whole Shiloh and Phil thing go down. But yes, it's going to be an explosive episode next week. This week was quite explosive as well. And it did end, of course, with Naeem saying that he feels like he's going to go home because he has no one left now Zadia's gone.